Sitting here with Laura Fitton and her two daughters. You might know Laura as @Pistachio on Twitter. She works with HubSpot. That is one of the very many things that she does. And I wanted to have a conversation with Laura on camera because she and I have talked a lot about different issues of women in technology. Well, not a lot, but about women in technology, different issues about just being a woman and getting things done. And a perspective that's a little bit different than you might be used to hearing that I think, steers us closer to the truth. So, Laura, as we were just talking about, we were discussing the fact that it's different. Go ahead.
Well, the Microsoft CEO at the opening of the Grace Hopper Computing Center, he's going to say, was on a panel of allies. The CEO is really dedicated to fixing some of these problems.
Yeah.
And he really just said something kind of just so off base about women should just trust the system,
right?
How their salaries get set. They shouldn't ask for raises.
Mm-hmm.
And trust the system, do good work, and things will work out. And of course, everybody's lambasting him for that. And I was discussing with a friend who's at Microsoft, hey, he's not anti-woman. I said, look, he doesn't have to be anti-woman to accidentally be perpetuating. I mean, I think the good guy and even good woman problem of I mean well,
right,
therefore I'm not part of the problem, is something so ingrained in all of us that we really have to pull ourselves out.
Yeah.
And my sort of additional thought from that was, it's woven into culture. Well, wait a minute. The tech industry loves to brandish culture as this great tool, this great weapon.
Right.
Culture eats strategy for breakfast. You hear it over and over.
So much.
And we're very focused on culture as a way to achieve results.
Mm-hmm.
Until we stumble into these cultural blind spots that are holding women in tech back and are creating these situations, right? So it's why? I think what I said on Facebook.
That would be great because I was going to ask if you could quote that directly because it was
first
clear.
I said hey, anti-woman thing doesn't matter. You don't have to be anti-woman to hold beliefs and exhibit behaviors that make you part of the problem of perpetuating the problem.
That is true.
Nobody's anti-woman.
Exactly. Very few people are anti-women. Yeah.
Right.
But if we fix those little things that seem like they're just tiny cracks in the foundation, I think it just makes the whole foundation, of course, stronger. I've really identified with everything that you said. So let me listen while you quote what you said.
Well, and also, everyone means well in their hearts, but everyone's capable nonetheless of committing the kinds of mistakes that collectively set conditions, set a culture for these problems to thrive.
Yeah.
So ultimately, we recite culture eats strategy for breakfast on the regular when it makes our companies sound badass, when we want to generate certain business results. But we plunge our heads in the sand when we stumble on these thorny cultural issues that are actually creating these outcomes for women.
Right.
Why? Why do we focus on culture for creating good outcomes? But as soon as we realize culture is under a bad outcome, we're like, oh, well, we can't fix that. It's just the culture.
Right. That is true. Why do you think that we're so resistant when it comes to things that hit closer to home?
I don't know. I mean, I think for me, it's just, I've never thought of it that way. We're like, oh, it's structural, it's built in, we can't. It's like, no, we can totally fix culture.
Right.
We exhaust so much ink, so much time on business websites talking about culture and how to get it right. We need to weave a new thread into that conversation. And I know we can.
I think so too. Okay, I think that's a good place to stop. Thank you so much, Laura. Thank you for your time. Bye, ladies.
Bye.